Wyatt Davis. Let's open it up with Austin Ward from Letterman Row.
Hey, Wyatt, congrats on the award this morning. You told us last week that you thought you'd still be able to play on Saturday no matter what after that knee injury. I'm just, wondering how you felt on Saturday and if that weekend off was actually better for you.
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot better. Physically, obviously, emotionally, that was tough not being able to have that game. But yeah, I'm all ready to go for this week's game and feeling a lot better. So yeah, on the bright side, it definitely did help my knee get back on track.
And how did you maybe celebrate the Offensive Lineman of the Year award?
By having practice early this morning, so no, but honestly, it's really just crazy. I had found out right after practice, so this is all pretty fresh for me, and it's just really unbelievable. I feel very blessed and fortunate to have a coach like Coach Stud, who pushes me to reach awards like this and have high success. So I'm just really grateful for him, definitely.
Thanks, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
All righty, we'll go next to Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, Wyatt, you mentioned how tough it was emotionally. You chose to be honored with the seniors on Saturday. Just how tough is that not actually getting to have that senior day in person?
Oh, man, it was really tough. Especially when we found out super early in the week like that. That's all that I was, at least for me personally, that's what I was just thinking of. Was like, man, here we are on Saturday having a practice when, we'd be getting ready for a game right now. And, if anything this year has taught us is that, nothing's for certain. And, we kind of just had to bounce back from that and, try to move on as best as we could and just, full focus on Northwestern, which is what we've been doing. But, it's still really what was just hard was obviously that game, but, not being able to walk out the shoe from, one last time. And that was pretty tough.
How does that motivate you going into this week knowing you've only got a couple games left as a Buckeye?
Extremely motivated. It's huge. And not even just that the only couple games. Just taking it day by day and having the opportunity to even practice and to then play is something that, I've definitely learned to appreciate more this year due to these circumstances. So motivation's at an all-time high, not just for me, but for everyone else, because, you don't even know. Like tomorrow, something could happen and you might not be playing. So just taking it day by day and just being grateful for each individual moment.
Thanks,
playing the game. Yep, no problem.
All right, next up, Patrick Murphy, 247.
Wyatt, with the way this season has gone, playing 5 games and being spaced out, now you're here in the middle of December going to the Big Ten championship game. Does it feel similar as last year, or does the championship game just not feel as real given that you haven't had that normal buildup of 12 games, the Michigan game, off to Indy?
To answer your question, it doesn't feel the same as last year. Not having those games has been weird. It affects, everybody across the nation, not having games and having to bounce back. But, that's why, at least for us right now, the main focus is execution. Because like I was saying earlier, especially in practice, like you have very few reps to work at something and make sure that it's 100% accurate because, practice, as we know, is way different than a game. And then when you go out into the game, you got to make sure that you execute those reps at a high level because you might not have them again. So going into this Big Ten championship, it doesn't feel like a normal Big Ten championship. I think that we're all grateful that we got voted in to play in it. And, now we just got to execute at an even higher level. Practice this week, guys have been flying around having high energy because, it's championship season now. And, we don't want to leave a bad taste in our mouth like we did last year. And that's been our main focus. So, and, those teams, and we look at it from that perspective as well, those teams have been able to play a lot of games. They have more game experience than us. So that's why we've been trying to amp everything up. Practice has been amped up high. energy, a lot of physical reps that we need to simulate those game reps that we lost.
All right, we'll go next to Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop.
How long does it take you to get over the lack of the Michigan game then?
I mean, just take it week by week. I mean, for me, it was, that whole week last week, that it was obviously on my mind. But then, moving forward, that's the one thing that we do is we regroup. It's what Coach Day preaches, regroup and hit the restart button. So, once we got our next assignment, which was Northwestern, for me, it's just been all focus on Northwestern. And I think you have to be like that, especially with how these circumstances are, because if you hold on to that, life moves on. And that's kind of just stuff that you got to adjust to.
Ryan Day has many times said that he truly believes that everything that has happened this year, you guys will be better for down the road, or you will have learned something from it, or there's this year that you can apply to your lives. Do you feel like you've already learned things about yourself based on what has happened this year?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would say this year has definitely taught, I feel like everyone, a bunch of life lessons going on. And now I've definitely learned, I've definitely learned to be more appreciative of the game of football and life itself. I mean, so many people lost their lives, unfortunately, this year to COVID. And then on the other half, the football aspect, people not being able to play after they've received COVID because of a heart condition. It's just crazy, it's made me become more grateful for what I have in my life going on up until this point.
All righty, we've got just a couple minutes left with Wyatt, and then we got Sean Wade here for you. So we'll just take one question at a time here. We'll go to Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Hey, Wyatt. Long before you were born, the Big Ten championship was basically it for Ohio State. You go to the Rose Bowl, win the Big Ten, go to the Rose Bowl. If you were in the national championship picture, that was just kind of a bonus, but the focus was really on the Big Ten. I get the sense for you guys, this is obviously an important game, but it's just one step along the road. Can you just kind of address that? How big is this in relation to, let's say, the playoff?
Oh, I mean, yeah, this game is huge. It's like you said, it's one stepping stone moving forward to the end goal. I mean, obviously, the way we approach it is during the season, when we're in the league, to win out every game and to get to Indy. I mean, at the end of every highlight, every hit film that we have before game, at the end, it always ends with get to Indy. So now we're at Indy, and now it's not just to go out and get a Big Ten championship. It's also to win a national championship. I mean, that's why everyone came here to Ohio State, and that's why we worked so hard to put ourselves in this position to have the opportunity to be a playoff contender. So we don't want to just settle short for just being a Big Ten championship. Obviously, that is huge for us, but especially coming off last year, we also have bigger things in mind, which is a national championship.
Thanks, Wyatt.
All righty, and we'll wrap Wyatt up with Nathan Baird, Cleveland.
Wyatt, just to put you on the spot a little bit, who on Ohio State's offensive line has impressed you the most this season? Like, if you had to pick who's been the best Ohio State offensive lineman, would you pick yourself, or is there someone else that you would pick?
Nick Petit. I would definitely say Nick Petit. He has really come a long way, man. And I feel like in those first games it showed. I mean, he's over here finishing guys down the film, and he's motivating me to go harder. And he definitely has stepped up to become a great player. I'm excited for his future, and he has improved the most to me.
All righty, Wyatt, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.